Captain John Barry, a fur trader, was once the proud owner of the island of Moonachie. Yes, I did indeed say island. Though in the 17th century, the waters of Berry Creek, Indian Path, Losing Creek, and the Hackensack River surrounding Moonachie and the Indians of the Six Nations branch inhabited the rich cedar forest of the area. In fact, it is rumored that Indian chief Moonachie gave the town a gift, his name.
Moonachie mean to you?
Well, Moonachie means to me home, family, protection, and like a shelter when I need help.
What does Moonachie mean to you?
Moonachie means to me. Did you ever hear the term warm fuzzies?
No.
You didn't have. Well, warm fuzzies is a nice feeling that you get when something makes you feel happy. And I was always happy here working in Moonachie. And
What does Moonachie mean to you?
Being is like in my second house, my second home.
To me is a small town. I like it because everybody knows everybody. That's what it means to
Moonachie
me.
mean to you?
Moonachie means a safe and enjoyable environment.
Julian, what does Moonachie mean to you?
My home, my family, my friends.
So it's a feeling of neighborhood, of really caring for each other and nurturing.
Moonachie means home. This is where our home is. This is where we made our home, and this is how I feel. Anytime I think of Moonachie, it just feels like going home.
Moonachie means or provides a safe, nurturing community.
Moonachie is now home to me, and I love it.
The American Revolution was a part of the township of Bergen. Local farmers shipped their products along the Hackensack River to markets in New York. They were a self-supporting group isolated by the marshes from the other communities. When the British invaded Bergen County in November of 1776, Moonachie was on their map. One small group of British soldiers was left to guard a horse-drawn ferry in Little Ferry. Moonachie's main role during the Revolution was helping to feed the army. It is no surprise that modern-day Moonachie is known for its many popular restaurants frequented by people from all over.
Your family choose to live in Moonachie.
We moved to Moonachie because when I was little I grew up in a small town and I liked having that small town feeling, and I wanted the same thing for my son. And when I was looking at school systems, then I saw how Moonachie had like all small class sizes, and it just really felt like a small town family kind of community. So that's what I wanted for him to grow up.
I was raised in Moonachie as a child, and I enjoyed living in the small community, so I chose to raise my children and have my family here in Moonachie.
And they were building a new development on in Diamond Way. We went over there, we saw the homes, and we looked at the community, and we liked it here.
Emily and I chose to live in Moonachie because it's a small, quaint, family-type atmosphere, and it was close to other family and close to friends, and it had an awesome school system that I wanted my daughter to be a part of, and it's very convenient for all of us.
I have an aunt and cousins that lived in Moonachie, and they were always very happy here. So when my husband and I were a young couple, we found a house in Moonachie and decided to move in. Cool. And we've lived here ever since.
Jersey area. I've worked for several companies in the area, and this is very convenient to for every one of the companies that I've worked for.
My most positive moment was every year when I saw that spark light up in one of my students' eyes when they first really understood how to read. It was like a light bulb that went on and just kept shining.
Moonachie has impacted my life in a great way because while working at the Robert L. Craig School, I've had the opportunity to watch the youth of Moonachie grow into young adults.
I love the people here, and I love hanging out with my friends, and I feel very safe.
I like that we're a small neighborhood and people care about each other, and that's always been the case. You don't really ever have to worry. You're walking down the street and you see somebody and you know that they actually care about what's going on.
Well, it made me my career. I met my wife here, and I had the opportunity to meet several hundred wonderful people, students, parents, and I grew to enjoy being here and enjoying the people that live here. Positively, it very much affected my entire life, and I was very happy to have my entire teaching career here. I'm lucky.
Moonachie has made me realize how great it is to live in a small town. You make friendships that last a lifetime, and I've learned to I like volunteering and helping the kids in Moonachie by coaching and doing whatever's needed for my town.
After establishing the borough, the council worked towards making our town a place of pride and progress. Roads were paved and the future was brightly lit. In 1924, Moonachie's police department was formed, and in 1947, the first Moonachie Ambulance Corps were founded. These brave people worked tirelessly to guide us and protect all that is important, our neighborhoods and our lives. The 1950s were a time of improvement to our little town. The municipal building opened its doors, youth recreation programs began, and then in 1955, the Robert L. Craig School, named after the first mayor, was established. During the 1970s, the Moonachie Senior Citizens Club was organized, and we became one of the most active civic groups in the borough. In all, the 20th century was a time of progress and pride for Moonachie.
To go on water. I expect the way that we live will be different. I think nanotechnology is going to be big. People are going to live older and longer. Who knows, maybe I might even be around in 100 years. And I could come back and look at this and say, wow,
I hope
how young I am.
that it will be much like it is right now. It's very nice that you can work so close to home, but be able to come to a place that you feel like you've escaped from that metropolis feel. You aren't surrounded by malls, you aren't surrounded by apartment complexes or condo developments.
Probably not a lot different from what it is now. There'll probably be more computers and high-tech stuff, but people are people. Kids are kids. Parents will be parents, and I just hope that people will be nice to each other, and that the people will be as good 100 years from now as they've been for all the time that I've known. So I think not a lot of change.
Well, most of my family lives in Moonachie, so I basically grew up here. So in 100 years, I hope that Moonachie stays a small community where generations of families live and work together.
100 years from now, Moonachie will maintain that small town appeal with unlimited opportunities, where residents will continue to enjoy a strong, old-fashioned sense of community.
Now it is 2010, 100 years later. Wow! The Moonachie of today is a product of hard work throughout the years. The dirt trails have disappeared and the rutted path known as Mousetown Road is Broad Moonachie Avenue. The forests are gone and Moonachie is no longer an island, but an important link of southern and northern Bergen County. The brickyards, our very first industry, no longer exist, but in its place are many modern industrial buildings. Moonachie is young in years, but certainly rich in character. The residents here proudly display their community spirit, embracing change and working in harmony to make Moonachie the wonderful place we call home.